this small exercise catapulted me into resetting from a soft place, being actually nice to myself when I'm not able to finish my tasks for the day, actually being compassionate with myself when there's something coming up. Hey, love, welcome to another episode of About Her. I want to talk with you about habits today, and especially about these little habits that most of us seem to think they are not even worth thinking about, but they make all the difference in the world. And I hated this when people say this to me. So I am sorry, but no, I'm not sorry. This is something that, especially if you're listening to About Her, especially if you are inside my world where everything's about going from hustle to softness, soft aligned, then you need to actually know, you need to actually listen to this. And it does come at the right time, I'm sure. So what I want you to hear, to understand, to start embodying is the fact that it doesn't have to be the all at once. It doesn't have to be this my God, I haven't done this thing for so long. Now I'm kind of making it up with all the extra effort that I can just put my energy to, with all the extra willpower that I've kind of lacked over the last half year. And you try to kind of make it up. I've done that so often, and I know so many women who do. So first, as always, don't beat yourself up. But secondly, know that that's not the idea. That's not the way to do it. And that's actually backfiring most of the time. So as kind of inviting and appealing that might look as a first idea to kind of make it up and go the extra mile now because you procrastinated before, or you, for whatever reason, could not get you to do this thing before, it's not making it up. What you do is burning yourself out, putting a lot of unnecessary pressure on yourself. And in the long run, you might even be slower in actually accomplishing whatever habit you want to implement it in the first place. So let's make this practical. Maybe you wanted to get comfortable being visible on social media and you try to post consistently to actually show up, be vulnerable, whatever industry hacks you've read about, and you do it, but then you don't, and you're inconsistent. And if you don't feel good and you don't, or if that's me, by the way, if there's a week where my son is at home, I basically do not post anything. And then afterwards I think my gosh, I should have. So I'm kind of overpost for a week and then I kind of settle in, or I then underpost, or however you want to call it. So let's say you're doing the same, just for the sake of having a little bit fun here. And you kind of lead into the two extremes of either sharing a lot and then don't share it all if it's not fitting within your life, basically. So what we're trying here is making up the extra time for last week when you were sick and you were not visible online and your business didn't grow, or you didn't get many followers, or whatever it might be. And so you're making it up now. What that does to you is it leaves you in a constant hustle. It leaves you in this I have to go, 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 go. But it does not give you the stability, the security, or the result you need, you want, you dream about. So what does? Micro habits. As I said, sorry, it's the small, consistent stuff. And not because 1% every day makes 100% in 100 days. No, not because of that. Because of your nervous system, because of your inner peace, because you want to value yourself and your energy and your commitment and your devotion more than you actually want to value the result you get. It's not about what you want. It's not even about your goal. It's not about the visibility, the followers, the cash that comes in, whatever. It's about you feeling good with it. Because then you can be consistent, and then things start to compound, and then the results are coming. But it's a fine dance here, you see. It's not for the result. It's you changing your identity. And that's sometimes, most times, a slow process so that your identity matches the result you want to get. And it's not you running directly as fast as you can to get the result, but then like you oversee a road bump and then you stumble and fall. No. So here's why the Atomic Habits version, here's why the nervous system friendly version is the one that wins. Because it's not based on willpower, it's not based on discipline, it's based on identity. It's based on devotion, and often it's based on slowness. And the good thing about all of that, even though you might think for the first time you're doing this, it's going to be really slow. And where's, when it's going to show my results, finally, the good thing is that you have the energy to go on, to actually be consistent, to actually be you all of the time and not put on a mask and run. Stop and be you and exhale and recharge. Put on a mask and run. Stop and be you and exhale and recharge, But you're consistently choosing to show up. You're consistently putting in the effort, and that might be frustrating at first, and that's why we don't do it. But I know I'm repeating myself. I really want you to think about doing that. Try it out. Try it out, like try out a new piece of clothes. Try it out for a few weeks and don't look at the results. Look at how you feel. Look at how it feels when you actually keep your promise to yourself and do it visible every day, because you're doing it in a nervous system friendly way, in a way that suits your identity, and you change your identity over the course of that time, and not in one day you put on a mask. That's not an identity shift, that's a mask. So here's to being slow, because it's actually making the bigger impacts. You're not snapping back into an old identity when you change a little more slowly. Which, by the way, doesn't have to mean that you need to go super slow for a year, but it needs to be a period where we actually devoted to your growth and your inner feelings, your inner harmony, your stability, and not on the outside results. Thank you for listening through that. I know it's uncomfortable, but yet it is so powerful. And if you're not familiar with my story, I share something about how I discovered this and how much it impacted my life, because I think it described quite beautifully what that is. So for me, it was always about what I've just told you, trying to force through out of the insecurity or my belief that I don't have enough willpower to go for the things that I dream about in the long run. I try to cram it in the shortest piece of time and be super visible, show up for myself 120%, and then I crash down because my nervous system said no, that's too much. You can't uphold that speed. Even though I'm a human design generator and have a lot of energy, not that much. No, it's superhuman amount of energy. No. My nervous system actually pulled me back all the time. So, weeks of being consistent, weeks of not being there, weeks of feeling good and vital, weeks of feeling low of energy and sick and having all kinds of physical symptoms, because I've done that for 30 plus years. And what really pulled me back into changing, into actually coming back to myself and to how I feel, and not to compare myself of how much I've done compared to other people, was me being not able to do anything for 2 months, being fully burned out, fully lost my spark within my business that I love, and I was so uncomfortable. So what really pulled me out of my being burned out versus my trying to be disciplined and consistent, and then like needing to rest and trying to be disciplined and consistent, is when my body finally fully broke down and said like no more. I wasn't able to open Instagram for 2 months. I wasn't able to like answer all of the messages from all of these lovely people inside of my community. I was like barely able to do the basic needs around my business that I have to fulfill, but nothing more. And what pulled me back is a very, very small exercise. Not my 15 years of meditation, not my yoga practice, not my walk in the parks, even though that was lovely. What pulled me back to actually finally slowing down and embracing the fact that things go slow and these tiny actions actually do to make a difference is an exercise that I call heart circles. And it goes like this: put your hands on your hearts if you want to do that with me right now. If there's no side effect, so come do that with me. Put your hands on your hearts, use a little bit of pressure. You can even do it like this if you like, and then circle. Clockwise or counterclockwise, whatever feels best for you right now. And use quite a bit of pressure so that you actually feel it. It doesn't feel uncomfortable. It, of course, does not feel painful, but you actually feel a little bit of pressure. You hear me sighing, so take a deep breath, sigh as well, and repeat whatever you need to actually hear. For me, it was, I'm safe, I'm safe, I'm safe. You repeat that. It sounds robotic, might sound stupid, don't care. Nobody's here. And if, say it in your head, or whisper it to yourself. Do it in the car before you actually drive or after. Take a moment to actually come back to your body and do a small exercise like this every day for, let's say, a week and see how different you feel. That pulled me out of 30-ish years of anxiety faster than any of the hustling periods of doing meditation, doing yoga, needing to relax my nervous system faster than anything. This small exercise catapulted me out into resetting from a soft place, being actually nice to myself when I'm not able to finish my tasks for the day, actually being compassionate with myself when there's something coming up and I'm nervous, where I think like, you've done it about 100 times. Why on earth are you nervous about? So compassion, inner peace, and this trust that makes you slow because you know what's meant for you is always coming to you and it does not miss you. That makes you slow because you have the peace and the confidence that things turn out the way you want. And these small exercises, these like mini shifts that you put into your day that don't actually take a lot of energy, but they give you a lot of energy, that's the magic of changing slow. I hope I was able to give you like a bit of a different perspective on this sometimes so annoying slowness that is all over the place written on social media about. And if you have been drawn to this episode, then it was for you for sure. And if that was the case, the soft reset is for you for sure as well, because that's where we do exactly what I've just described to you. That's where we change from slowness, change from trust, change with super tiny habits, change without any nervous system dysregulation, but out of peace. And that's a place where you're invited to try on a new identity without the friction, without the resistance of your subconscious saying like, oh, that's dangerous. We don't do that. You can do it with willpower for a few days, but we don't do that long term. No. In the soft reset, we change long term because we change nervous system friendly. We do change habits in a way that is actually integrating in the very busy life I'm sure you have. So I'd love to see you inside of the soft reset, and I'd love to walk that path with you. Let me know how you felt. Let me know if there is any questions. The soft reset is open as of now, and until the end of October, it will be at the super low price it is now. Then I'll shift a little bit because it's necessary. So join, comment, like, share, do the work, and come back and see your life transformed. I love you. Leave me any comments that you have, any questions that you have, and I welcome you into the soft reset whenever you're ready to shift.